The medical professionals agreed that I ought to have slowed down many years ago. But here I am, still driving at 92 years old. In all these years, I have never been sick, not even a cold. And no, it's not because I'm just lucky or naturally healthy. Everything in my life changed because of 5 simple habits. Some of them are so basic that people often doubt they can make any difference at all. But they truly transform my health. I'm going to share exactly what I do differently and why you might want to start doing the same. Starting today, let me begin with something very small. I move my feet first. 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls every year. It's a real and serious risk, not just because of fall itself, but because of what it can lead to: broken bones, hospital visits, and a loss of independence. The very first thing I do in the morning before my feet even touch the floor is what I call sending a signal to my body. This isn't stretching. It isn't a workout. It's simply a message. We're awake, we're alive, we're breathing, and we're moving. I've been doing this since I was 62 years old. A doctor once told me that the first 30 minutes after waking up is when the body begins to age the fastest. Your blood thickens, your joints become stiff, and your nervous system is still waking up. But what do most people do? They shoo out of bed, grab their phone, and dive straight into the stress and distractions of the day. But not me. I've learned better. I stay on my back and take 3 deep breaths. I slowly start to move. I rotate my ankles and wrists, stretch out my fingers, and wiggle my toes. That's it. It takes only about a minute and a half. But it tells every part of my body, every joint, tendon, and muscle, that it's time to wake up and get moving. It's a gentle nudge to my brain and body, saying, let's begin. This might sound ridiculous to you, but it works. Blood begins to circulate. Oxygen reaches the brain. My nervous system starts to regulate itself. It reduces the risk of falling, calms my body, increases awareness, and gets everything flowing smoothly again. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors who practice gentle mobility in the morning experience more energy, better mental clarity, and improved balance throughout the day. And yet, many still think it's too easy to be real. I used to think the same way. Back in the day, my mornings looked very different. Up until the age of 60, I would wake up stiff. My legs felt like logs. My head was cloudy. I'd stumble my way to the bathroom, barely awake. My feet didn't wake up in time. And once, I even tripped over my own slippers. That was a wake-up call for me. I realized that I had to give my body some warning, to signal that the day had begun and not just throw it into action. Now I don't skip it. It's become a part of me. I do this even before checking the news, before reading the paper, and definitely before drinking my coffee. And if I ever forget, my body reminds me. Not because something terrible happens, but because I can feel the difference in how I move and how I think. The power isn't in the stretch. It's in the habit. It's the routine that makes it powerful. If you ever want to try just one thing to change how you start your day, make it this. And if you're wondering whether there's more behind this, yes, there is. When you repeat something consistently, especially something gentle and meaningful like this, your body begins to respond. Inflammation goes down. Your joints stay healthier. Your blood pressure stabilizes. That's not just my experience. It's supported by research from a Mayo Clinic. They found that consistent morning mobility practice helps reduce inflammation markers and supports overall health in older adults. There's no need for big fanfare or complicated techniques. That's science. You don't need yoga. You don't need a mat. You don't even need to get out of bed. All you need to do is talk to your body. Give it 90 seconds of your attention. Let your muscles know it's time. That's it. That's the entire secret. We're still in this together. And if you're watching right now, I want you to ask yourself something simple. When was the last time you truly said good morning to your body? Not just with words, but with action. Not just by waking up, but by waking up with purpose. Because once you start doing that, everything else becomes a little easier. Your balance improves. Your mood gets better. You become more aware, more grounded. And yes, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do it for a long time. But you do need to be consistent. That's how you rewire the body. That's how you support your joints, reduce the risk of falling, and give yourself the chance to feel better every single day. I'm 92. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm still on my feet. I still drive. And I'm still well. I don't take for granted. I take it seriously. And if I could go back in time, I would have started this even sooner. So today, start small. Don't rush to your phone. Don't leap out of bed. Just lie there. Breathe. Wiggle. Stretch your fingers. Move your feet. It's not about exercise. It's about awareness. And that one little habit might be the thing that changes everything for you. Just like it did for me. This is due to the fact that aging doesn't happen all at once. It's not like flipping a switch or reaching a certain birthday. Instead, it's subtle and gradual. It sneaks up on us during those quiet, calm, forgettable moments of everyday life. And that's precisely when we're given a chance, a fresh opportunity to start over. Each morning is a clean slate. Every single day. Before I even think about breakfast or check my phone, I have a small but powerful habit that has quietly supported my health for over 30 years. I drink something that has kept me energized, healthy, and surprisingly resilient against illness. It's not some trendy superfood blend you find in flashy packaging, and it's definitely not a pill or supplement. This isn't about chasing some miracle in a bottle. No powders that cost a fortune, no complicated routines. It's just a simple drink made with ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. Lemon, turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper, all mixed into a warm glass of water. That's it. No gimmicks, no marketing tricks. Just time-tested ingredients that work in harmony to support the body naturally. It might sound too simple, even boring, but don't be fooled by its humble appearance. There's real power in this quiet little morning ritual. It's not flashy, but it works. When I wake up, that's the very first thing I do. Before coffee, before food, before anything else. I take a moment to prepare this warm golden drink. And I do it for several reasons. Reasons that become more important with each passing year. I drink it to support my immune system, to fight inflammation, and to keep my digestion running smoothly. Let's break this down a bit so you can understand why such a small thing can have such a big impact. First, let's talk about lemon. Fresh lemon juice is packed with vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that your body needs to keep your immune system strong. Vitamin C helps the body produce white blood cells, which are the very front line in defending against illnesses. As we age, the immune system naturally becomes less efficient, so supporting it becomes even more important. According to the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University, vitamin C plays a key role in reducing how long illnesses last, especially in older adults. But that's not all. Lemon juice also encourages bioproduction in the liver, which is essential for digestion. This helps your body break down food more efficiently and prevents the buildup of toxins or waste materials. You know how digestion tends to slow down with age? That sluggish feeling, the bloating, the discomfort after meals, it's often due to a lack of stomach acid. Not too much of it, as many people assume. Lemon helps correct that by naturally stimulating the stomach to produce what it needs to digest food properly. That one squeeze of lemon in your morning water can help your entire digestive system perform better throughout the day. Next comes turmeric, a golden root that has earned its place as one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory agents. As we get older, our bodies produce more inflammatory markers. These markers are linked to joint pain, chronic disease, and even mental decline. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has been widely studied and praised in peer-reviewed research for its ability to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. One study published in the journal Progress in Pharmacology found that curcumin not only boosted immune function in older adults, but also lowered the stress on cells caused by oxidation, one of the major drivers of aging. However, curcumin on its own doesn't absorb well into the bloodstream. That's where the final ingredient comes in: black pepper. A little pinch may not seem like much, but it's the key to unlocking turmeric's full potential. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, most of that beneficial turmeric would simply pass through your body without being fully used. So when you combine lemon for vitamin C and digestion, turmeric for anti-inflammatory power, and black pepper to activate the turmeric, You get what I call my sparkling glass of gold. It takes less than 5 minutes to prepare. Just heat up a cup of water until it's warm but not boiling. Squeeze in half a lemon. Add a quarter teaspoon of turmeric and a small pinch of black pepper. Stir it up, sip it slowly, and let it work its magic. This isn't something I started doing because I read it online or saw someone recommend it. I began this habit decades ago because I needed something to help me feel better. At the time, I was dealing with frequent sinus infections, stiff joints during the winter months, and that sluggish, heavy feeling after breakfast. I tried this simple drink out of curiosity, and within 2 weeks, I started noticing real changes. My digestion improved, the bloating disappeared, and my joints felt looser and more mobile. I hadn't changed anything else in my lifestyle, just that one habit. Then I realized something even more surprising. Months went by and I hadn't been sick, not even once. That was unusual for me, especially during colder months. It's now been 30 years since I began this simple practice, and I've kept it up every morning without fail. Do I still catch the occasional virus? Sure, I'm still human. But they don't hit me the way they used to. My body no longer rolls out the red carpet for them. It's alert, prepared, and much more resilient. That golden drink in the morning isn't just a health tonic. It's a signal, a daily message I send to my body saying, we're on offense today. We're ready. I don't need to rely on expensive supplements or complicated programs. I've found that a few simple routines, repeated daily with intention, are enough to keep me on track. When I take those first few sips each morning, I'm not just drinking something. I'm making a promise to myself. I'm saying, I care about you. I choose to prioritize my health, not by accident, but by action. So tomorrow morning, before the toast pops, before the eggs crack, pour yourself something golden. Sip it slowly and remember, you're not just starting the day, you're making a choice, a decision to support your body, to nourish your health, and to show up fully for life. That one small act might just make all the difference. I don't walk for the sake of getting healthy. I walk to heal. My walk is not a workout. It's a daily ritual. It's anti-inflammatory. It lasts only 15 minutes, and I do it every single day, no matter what the weather's like, whether it's pouring rain or blazing sunshine. I simply move my body and focus on my breathing. No headphones, no phone, no distractions. Just me, the rhythm of my steps, and the air moving through my lungs. People often underestimate walking. They treat it like a backup plan, something you only do when you can't run, as if walking is a consolation prize in the world of fitness. But I've learned something different, something that only time and experience can teach you. I've discovered that walking isn't secondary. It's foundational. It's not a fallback. It's the base of everything. At 92 years old, I can confidently say that walking is the reason I've come this far, with clarity, movement, and joy still in my life. When I was in my 60s, I used to jog. I believed I had to sweat to stay young. I pushed my body hard, thinking that aging could be slowed down only through intense effort. That was the message I received from the world, and I took it to heart. But then I read a research article that changed my life forever. It stated that even just walking has remarkable benefits, not just small, convenient perks, but real, measurable changes in the body. Walking helps reduce inflammation, regulate blood sugar, improve memory, and even lower your risk of death by as much as 39%. That study made me stop chasing sweat and start chasing rhythm. Walking brought everything into balance. It wasn't just my legs moving forward. It was my entire being coming back into alignment. My joints loosened, my thoughts settled, my nerves calmed. My lymphatic system, my digestive system, my mood, all of it benefited. And I didn't have to walk for hours. I didn't even have to go far. Sometimes I only walked a few blocks, but I never miss a day. Not because I'm especially disciplined, but because I've seen what happens when I'm not. When I skip a walk, I feel the difference immediately. My joints begin to ache. My mind gets cloudy. My digestion slows. I get stiff. But when I walk, even for just 15 minutes, I feel like a well-oiled machine. My shoulders roll back. My knees stay flexible. My mood lifts. And when I return, it's as if I've hit the reset button on my whole system. There's a kind of reprogramming that happens through walking that no pill or supplement can replicate. There's science behind this feeling, too. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that walking for just 20 minutes a day reduces levels of C-reactive protein, which is a key marker of inflammation in older adults. Another study from Stanford University showed that walking, not running or biking or lifting weights, just walking, is better than any seated activity when it comes to enhancing creativity and mental clarity. But as convincing as the science was, that's not what truly made me commit to this routine. The real moment of clarity came 25 years ago. I remember it clearly. I was busy that day and told myself I'd walk later, but the day got away from me. Evening came, and I never made it outside. For the first time in years, I felt old. Not tired, not sore, just old. Like my lungs had forgotten how to breathe deeply. Like my joints didn't belong to me. It wasn't pain. It wasn't discomfort. It was a kind of disconnection, as if the systems in my body were no longer talking to each other. That day taught me something I'll never forget. Walking is not optional. It's not an activity. It's a treatment. It's my medicine. And now, every day, I take my prescription seriously. I lace up my shoes, ones that support my feet properly, and I begin slowly. I breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 6. I focus entirely on my breath. I concentrate on how my body feels, how my spine aligns, how the ground feels beneath me. If I want to improve my posture and open my chest, I gently wave my arms upward, slowly and mindfully. There's also something else I do, something simple but powerful. I smile, not because I'm happy, but because walking makes me feel joy. And the act of smiling, even if you don't feel like it at first, triggers something deep inside. It activates the vagus nerve, a key part of your nervous system that controls inflammation, heart rate, digestion, and your stress response. Studies in the field of psychosomatic medicine have shown that smiling while walking can amplify the stress-reducing effects of the exercise. So yes, I smile. I smile while I walk, even if there's no one around, even if it's raining, even if it's cold, because the smile is not about appearances. It's about healing. It's about the silent language my body speaks to itself, reminding me that everything is going to be okay. Walking and smiling. It's such a small combination, yet so deeply effective. This is my daily practice. I don't skip it. I don't rush it. And I never take it for granted, because I know what happens when I neglect it. I know how easily my body forgets what it's like to move in harmony. And I know how much better I feel when I honor this time. It's not about distance. It's not about time. It's about intention. Walking, breathing, smiling. That's my formula. That's my healing. Breathe and walk. 15 minutes. Every single day. Step 4. Combine with magnesium. Increase absorption and effectiveness. Over the years, this single habit has given me decades of strength and resilience. Walking is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to recharge your energy. And the best part? It doesn't demand expensive gear or perfect weather. Your body was designed to move, and every step you take confirms that you're still capable, still strong, still moving forward. If you've been feeling stuck, fatigued, or mentally foggy, don't wait around for the right mood to strike. Just put on your shoes, step outside, and remind your body that it's time to begin again. That simple act of movement can reconnect you to the energy and clarity you've been missing. Over more than 30 years, there's been one nutrient I've consistently depended on. Funny enough, it's not actually a vitamin, nor some miracle mineral. It's protein, something so fundamental and yet so overlooked, especially as we age. I once believed my diet was healthy enough. At age 60, I thought I was doing everything right. Lots of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and even the occasional multivitamin. But I noticed a change. My energy would drop mid-morning. I couldn't focus. I forgot names, misplaced my keys, and sometimes couldn't remember if I'd already eaten lunch. It was frustrating and honestly a little frightening. When I brought up with my doctor, expecting to hear that's just aging, he surprised me. He said, "You're not getting enough protein." That revelation opened my eyes. Turns out, as we get older, particularly around age 60, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing and using protein. That means we don't just need the same amount. We actually need more. More to maintain muscle, more to protect memory, more to support the immune system, more to help our bodies heal. So I completely revamped my breakfast routine, gone with the toast, cereal, and sugary spreads. In their place came what I now call the brain and body breakfast. It's simple and powerful. 1 hard-boiled egg, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, and a small bunch of blueberries. This meal is packed with complete protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants. It delivers over 25 grams of high-quality protein, and it keeps me satisfied for hours. But more importantly, it gives me real, lasting energy. I feel grounded, sharp, and ready to face whatever comes my way. This isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. Protein is essential for everyone, especially as we age. It's the building block of immune cells. It helps create enzymes that repair tissues. It supports neurotransmitters that keep your brain sharp and alert. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consistently consume 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal have better muscle mass, experience fewer hospitalizations, and even enjoy longer lives. Another study from Tufts University found that older adults with higher protein intake had stronger immune responses to illnesses and vaccines. Strength is great, but resilience is what truly makes a difference. Of course, not all proteins are created equal. That's why I focus on complete proteins, those containing all 9 essential amino acids. Eggs are a perfect source. Greek yogurt not only has complete protein, but also offers calcium and probiotics to support digestion and bone health. Walnuts, while not complete proteins, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and anti-inflammatory compounds that help reduce joint pain and protect your heart. And blueberries, loaded with antioxidants, help fight oxidative stress and improve brain health. When I eat this kind of breakfast, I don't just feel full, I feel solid, focused, and unshakable. And there's something else I never expected. My blood sugar stabilized. Years ago, I'd get sleepy around 11 a.m. I'd hit a wall and feel like I needed a nap just to get through the rest of the day. Now, that mid-morning crash is gone. I feel steady. Whether I have meetings, errands, or long drives ahead, I have the mental clarity and stamina to push through without feeling worn out. The key is starting the day right. Once you've fueled your body properly in the morning, everything else falls into place. You've already told your system, we're building strength today, we're staying sharp. And it doesn't need to be complicated. Some days I swap in flax seeds and cottage cheese. Other days, I'll go for grilled chicken and sprouted toast. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll make a lentil scramble. But the rule always stays the same: never skip protein, especially at breakfast. That early meal sets the tone for your entire day. It tells your brain and body how they should operate. Would you expect a car to run on fumes? Of course not. So why do we expect our bodies to function on empty calories and quick fixes? I've learned over time that strength doesn't just come from lifting weights or exercising. It comes from nourishing your body in a way that supports your muscles, your brain, and your immune system. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it was made to do. Every day that I fuel myself properly, I feel like I've added another layer of armor. And it's not just physical, it's emotional and mental too. I feel more in control, more alert, and more capable. I don't waste energy worrying if I'll crash later or if I'll forget something important. I've already taken care of myself. I've already put strength into the system. That's the power of protein. That's the impact of movement. And that's the reward of building small habits that stack up over time. You don't need a complete life overhaul. You don't need to chase the latest trends or take dozens of supplements. What you need is consistency, movement, nutrients that work with your body, and a deep respect for what your body can still do when you get the right fuel. So don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. Walk, move, fuel up. And most importantly, don't underestimate the power of a strong breakfast to transform your day and your life. A high-protein breakfast isn't just a luxury. It's a necessity, one you can start tomorrow. No matter your age or health history, how you fuel your body today matters more than how old you are. Your body responds to what you do now, not your birth date. Every morning, before talking or checking my phone, I sit still for 3 minutes. I call it mental tuning. I picture myself strong, calm, and steady, handling the day with ease. This simple practice rewires your brain. Your mind can't tell the difference between what's imagined and what's real. Over time, your body learns to be calm, focused, and sharp. Stress is the biggest enemy of health. It raises cortisol, damages the brain, weakens the immune system, and drains energy. A quiet mind can lower blood pressure, sharpen memory, and even boost digestion. You don't need candles or mantras. Just sit, be still, and imagine strength. Your thoughts shape your health. Start there. Stay strong, stay mobile, and live life your way. There comes a time when you'll notice something peculiar, something subtle yet powerful. At first, it might seem like a coincidence, but over time, it becomes clear what's happening isn't luck, and it isn't genetics. It's not some hidden secret I've kept buried for years. No, it's something far simpler, something you can choose for yourself. Now you know this. 5 simple decisions made daily, repeated regularly, became the small hinges that turned the big doors of my health. These 5 habits slowly rewired my body, gently and consistently, and they may have even saved my life. You don't need to wait until you're 92. You don't need a lifetime of perfect choices behind you. You don't need to have it all figured out. All you need is to begin. Start small. It's not about changing everything overnight. It begins with morning movement. The kind that gets your blood flowing, that wakes up your muscles, that lets your body know it's time to live. Then comes a golden glass. That simple drink that hydrates and replenishes, that fuels your cells before the day even truly starts. Add to that the therapeutic stroll. It doesn't have to be long or fast. It just has to be done with intention, with breath, with presence. And then the breakfast that builds, the kind of meal that doesn't just fill you but nourishes you one bite at a time. And finally, the mind that leads the body, your thoughts, your inner voice, guiding everything with quiet strength. These are not grand gestures. They are tiny steps. They may seem too simple to matter, too quiet to count, but that's where their power lies. Health doesn't disappear in a flash. It fades in the spaces where we stop paying attention. It slips away in the daily neglect, the missed moments, the ignored signs. But just like that, it can return through small choices, quiet actions, and consistent care. Each step you take to rebuild your strength, whether it's a movement, a meal, or a thought, becomes a way of reclaiming yourself piece by piece. And if you're still wondering if it's too late, let me tell you this. It's not. You're still here. You're breathing, watching, listening. That means it's not over. You still have the power to turn the page. You still have the ability to change direction. You are already on your way, even if you don't see it yet. Your awareness of it is the first real shift. And with every quiet decision you make from here, the path becomes clearer. But there's something else, something I haven't shared yet. One more piece to this that I haven't talked about. A final step that happens not in the day, but in the night. It's something I do each and every evening. It's not a ritual with lights or incense. It's not complicated. It's simply a habit that prepares my body to heal while I sleep. After all the movement, after the water, the meals, the walks, and the thoughts, this last thing is what helps restore me while I rest. And here's where science supports what I've come to believe. This may very well be the hidden key to reversing aging itself. Not a cure, not a magic potion. Just something so natural, so deeply human, that we often forget its power. While we sleep, the body repairs, rebuilds, resets. And when you support that process, gently, mindfully, intentionally, you begin to tap into something timeless. When we meet again, I'll tell you exactly what that nightly practice is. For now, remember this. Small choices, done with care and repeated with consistency, have the power to change everything.